What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Sony's events. This is, it's something that's been around the news the last little while. I've held off kind of talking about it. I talked about that June 28th rumored event, which I think at this point is very safe to assume is not happening. So I kind of, because of that, I was like, I'll leave this one alone. If it happens, it happens. But we are only a couple weeks away, and people seemingly are getting more confident about it. Now, does that mean it'll happen? No, not necessarily. So around, I would say, a week or so ago, week and a half ago, there was a leak. Okay, and I think it came from the same place that like the June 28th leak came from, which is again kind of what stops people from truly believing it, where Sony was going to have their event on July 8th. July 8th, which is a Thursday, would be the day. It was, I believe, the same leak that talked about GTA 5 being there, right? The enhanced edition. God of War trailer would obviously be there, so on and so on. And by the way, when this event happens or gets announced and all that stuff, I will be making loads of predictions. We'll cover the event when it happens. There'll be videos after. All of that stuff, we'll be doing on the channel. I'm just kind of waiting for it to happen. We've had insiders, right? They've said it. Roberto Serrano is one of them as well, who we've talked about before. He gets things right. He gets things wrong. Actually, it seems like a lot of people that are saying about this Sony event have been people that in the past have gotten things right and have gotten things wrong. Again, it's kind of why I don't want to label it yet, because I think even Roberto did say 2 weeks, and he said this yesterday, he said 2 weeks until Sony's event, unless something changes or unless something has changed. And I'm not saying this about him. This is what a lot of people say too, right? It's I don't like using that as an excuse of they may move it. Well, yeah, I get it, and it's subject to move, I would say, more during this world that we're in over the last year or so, way more than it ever has been. So I understand that. But, if you're going to say something and you're going to mean it and you're going to get people excited like that, I would say you got to be pretty darn confident, and that you internally you have to say, okay, the odds are insanely high that it's this day. There's a very small percentage chance that it gets moved, okay? And that's kind of where we're at. So July 8th is the rumor. Now, he's not the only one saying it. There's other people saying it, as well. I saw 2 or 3 other insiders saying it. I haven't seen Jeff Grubb say it. I haven't seen Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier doesn't really talk about those things anyway, though. So I'm still, not that I go based off those two for everything, but I am holding out just a little bit longer, just to see what happens. I would like some, and this is more of the personal thing now, I would like some warning, some notice about this event, please, Sony, please. And that's kind of, that's the other part of this video, right? When would Sony announce it? Well, Sony, the last 2 times, I believe they gave 6 days notice, 6 or 7 max of when the event was going to take place. I wouldn't love that, and it goes back to the personal reason of I'm not going to be at my normal place, my normal condo on July 8th. I'm actually going to be visiting my parents for a couple weeks in early July, and I will be gone that day specifically. So I'm still going to cover it. Okay, there'll still be coverage. It's just I want to co-stream it. I want it to be a really big thing. It will be a really big thing, but I wouldn't be able to co-stream it. I wouldn't be able to cover it exactly the same there as I would here, right? So it's from a personal reason, I would prefer it not to be July 8th. In fact, if you want to push it one more week to July 15th, I think, that would be perfect. I actually come back the 14th in the morning, so that would be, what a returning home gift that would be. So you'll have to see what happens. I'm definitely excited for it. I would prefer Sony to give more than a week notice, to be honest. Well, but the thing is, right, is July 4th is coming up too. So next Friday and that Monday following July 4th, July 5th would be the date, right? Those dates are kind of dead man's territory for news and stuff like there's not going to be anything really talked about those days. A lot of companies are off. Just they're not going to be doing stuff. They're not going to make announcements, things like that. So if it is July 8th, they wouldn't announce it, that the 2nd, I believe the date is, right? They wouldn't announce it the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th. So they either have to announce it early next week. I would say, here's my prediction, if you guys care. If the event is July 8th, they have to announce it early next week, because they're not going to do it next Friday. They're not going to do it the weekend. They're not going to do it July 5th, the day after 4th of July. Then they would do it July 6th. They would announce it July 6th and say, oh yeah, it's in 2 days. They could, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that, and people are still going to get, they're going to get a crowd, and people are going to be insanely excited about it, right? No matter, if they could give 10 hours notice, 10 minutes notice, and people would get excited about it, right? But 2 days doesn't really seem to me like enough time. So I would imagine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, they would say, hey, July 8th. If they don't do that and they announce it the week right after 4th of July, I actually may be saved in my, my personal reasons of wanting it certain dates and not other dates. Maybe they say, hey, July, maybe they say July 6th, July 7th. They say, okay, next week or the following week or early August, that's when we're going to do our event. I'm hoping for that only because, well, again, my personal reasons, but also, as I said for like the Microsoft event or the Xbox Bethesda or even Ubisoft, Square Enix, a lot of those things, like they didn't have to be during E3. So many of the announcements, they still would have worked. Like all, Because very few games that were announced came out in the last week or two, right? I guess for Xbox, it was literally just Sea of Thieves, the Pirates Life DLC. So if Xbox did their show next week, they could do the exact same show that they did at E3 and have like 5% or 2% missing. A very small percentage of things that they announced would be missing from it because they already came out. You know what I mean? So I think you could delay it if you wanted to. Obviously, I'm not super rooting for that because I know people really want news. And remember, EA's event is July 22nd, so maybe that has something to do with it too. Maybe Sony doesn't want to go the same week as it. I would understand that, but maybe, you go the week before, week after. We'll have to see. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's July 8th? What would you want to see there? When do you think they would announce it? All of that stuff, let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, leave a like. Would definitely help this video out. If you guys want to support us on Patreon or YouTube memberships, we do have both. They're the exact same thing, just in 2 different spots. You get exclusive benefits or exclusive perks for each of them, okay? So it's not just giving us money just to give us money. Patreon, links in the description. YouTube join button, obviously, is next to the subscribe button, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.